I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just you listen to Boomer Great One. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
Oh, it's always a good way to start that. We don't know if the gods of the Cox Internet of Las Vegas, Nevada will be merciful or not with us. I think in the morning we get pretty good internet, and I have a cup and a half of coffee in me. So that's why it's the perfect time to tackle a complex concept of hating white males as a business model or religion in some people's cases. We're not going to go that far. So I do pay attention to the nerd news and the thing with the Sweet Baby Jesus or Sweet Baby Incorporated, and then the games journalists running cover. And I thought, well, are they really running? And then I ran into this gal called Alyssa Mercantis, whatever. And you look at her background, like how is this even under the guise? I mean, you look, it is an activist. It's an activist. And you guys point, and then after I did a thing, guys like, yeah, look at her thing, her background, her image is like, you can't be racist against whites. And I think it's high time now because I think we're at a point, we're at a crescendo. I think we're at don't worry, the hatred of white men will continue. Don't worry, it's too ingrained in people's life philosophy at this point. Don't worry. But at least as it pertains to corporate America, which this video is a message for. But I know you won't listen. I know you won't, because I'm the same age and generation as the people and went to business school. I know you guys are ideologues. You don't have any actual skill or talent. It's really just marketing majors who can't come up with it. Simple concept. Hey, you ready? You ready? Sit down. Better products, lower price. For just minority black women who are lesbians? No, for everyone. Well, that might unfairly. I know we could if we could get the traits out of the analysis. Just for more, I have a simple. This is baby steps here, marketing people. Baby steps. What if we just made a better product at a lower price? Anyway, but we are at this state now when Hollywood puts together a Oscar show that you don't immediately want to can't say it. You know what I mean? Oh, they're all gathered in one place, huh? Huh, jeez. How convenient. When they put together a show that doesn't give you that urge, and they're humbled, and Disney just got, I'm not the one who just got butt fucked on national TV, Dwayne, except it's Kathleen Kennedy. That'd be a great, somebody do a like Photoshop critical drinker's face on Bruce Willis in Die Hard and Kathleen Kennedy's face on, was it Police Wayne Johnson, and I'm in charge of this situation. Just have that. I'm not the one just got butt fucked on national TV. National TV, Kathy. Where you had $1 billion loss at just Disney's thing alone. None of this woke shit is making money. Video games are losing money. And you're finding out. It's very apparent that these people are racist. They are sexist. They hate whites. They hate males. No, there's not a nuance. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, if you guys have such fraggy vaggies that if someone, I don't know, the idea of microaggressions, which none come to me right now because you're like, oh my gosh, that's so racist. It's like, what are you talking about? So if slight infractions where you purposely look to be a victim are like, oh my God, it's sexism and bigotry everywhere. When you come out right and say that you hate white males, we're going to call it that. You do hate white males. I think that strategy, I think that business model, we've done enough experimenting now. We've tried it long enough. I think we have our results. But I'm not in charge of these companies. I'm not in charge of the marketing departments. I'm not in charge of academia. Keep laying it up. But I do want to explain to you how we got here. And then for anyone willing to listen, which I don't care. It's not, this isn't my opinion. Hatred and bigotry, regardless of where, even if I don't care if academia says it's okay to hate white males, any form of bigotry or hatred doesn't sell well. And I'll get to that a little bit later. But you've tried it now. You've tried. Now we could go another 5-10 years. As I said, some of you are ideologically wed to your hatred of white males, either because you got it shoved up your ass in college or you're jealous or whatever. We're going to go over that. But I don't care if you I don't care if you follow this or not, because at the end of the day, the free market speaks. And you say, well, we're going to change the free market. No, you're not going to change reality. You just not. By all means, if you want to blow another $1 billion on political leftist shit for movies, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead, do it. It's that you're going to lose more money. But I don't know why I do this. For credentials? Oh, yeah, see, he still knows what he's talking about. Oh, by the way, I'm going to predict Borderlands 4 is going to be woke shit, because Borderlands 3 already had the inklings of. That's not I'm not going out on a big ledge there, but let's just go through it. So, first, understand, and some people are going to disagree with me on this, but I'm not agreeing with it, but I can totally understand where the hatred of white males come from. You might say envy. Okay, fine, whatever. But I could totally see where it came from. And I argued this long ago for a thing called meritocracy, because I was ground zero for white male culture when I tried to get into finance and banking. Right? And what I recognized, what I experienced, is not discrimination. Obviously, I'm a white male, so it wasn't that. But it was nepotism. It was corruption. It was cronyism. Look that up. That's a real word. And there was the good old boy network. But where people, because you can visually see, you can go, well, that's white. He's male. Nowadays, not so sure. A lot of people misdiagnose that, especially if you happen to be not white, not male. You would misdiagnose that as some form of bigotry or sexism, racism, stuff like that. But it really wasn't. It really wasn't, because unless you were in the cool kids club, God, just go to school in the 80s, boys and girls. I'm sure it's somewhat the same. You could all be the same race, but and girls, tell me if I'm wrong here, ladies. If you're not friends with Becky, or I guess modernly Madison or LaDasha, well, then you're not in there, but you're the same race. It wasn't. It's just what it really is human nature. And people were right, 100% right. There was not fairness. There was not meritocracy. But the unfairness and what would we say? Discrimination was not along racial or ethnic or gender or any kind of physical trait you were born with type of lines. It was, Thaddeus McDicksuck the third. Totally there, totally that. And if you didn't go to the right school, and if you weren't a Bush or you weren't a Kennedy, it was all internal. It was not meritocratic. And if you went to the right club and you went to the right frat, and you knew the right guy, you got a network. It's not what you know, but who you know. Yeah, that shit's wrong. Absolutely wrong. And what I think originally back in the day, that everyone, particularly those not white, not male, but even people like me, hey, I got the best grades. I got the internships. Why didn't I get the job? Oh, because somebody's nephew. I remember one guy getting an analyst position, at a New York investment bank, and he had a degree in biology. The fuck out of here with that shit. Anyway, regardless of what the actual form of discrimination was, even though the form of discrimination wasn't necessarily, I'll provide that caveat, but generally it wasn't along racial or ethnic or trait-based lines, it didn't change the optics. And here you are busting your ass off, trying to get into a prestigious, position, and you worked really hard. I think this could be said for everybody past several generations. Not to mention you were lied to by the baby boomers. You're going to become great, amazing things. And then you find out none of that comes true. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair. However, because at least back then, the majority of business leadership, management, supervisor, executive type positions were held by a white male population. Think, oh, it's the traits those guys have, which is white and male. Therefore, we got to come up with diversity. We got to come up with affirmative action. Also, you have the underperforming metrics of various racial, female groups, wage gaps, income gaps, things like that. And you say, oh, it's their skin color, it's race, it's discrimination of some form or another, not cronyism, nepotism, and all that. We need new policies. We need new laws, which were implemented. But then you could see it with the envy, perhaps not irrational. Perhaps not irrational. I could see it. I disagree with it. They misdiagnosed it only because I was in the. I'm like, it's not. Trust me. In an ironic sense, all we've really done, and you guys are going to find out, especially you girls, human nature didn't change. All you did was swap out. That's why I picked Mitt Romney. He's the most white guy to ever white. I'm like, look at that hair. Look at that hair. Look at those perfect white teeth. That guy over there. Oh, he's got to be the corporate executive. He doesn't even need a degree. He's just the. All we did was swap out a paint job and some plumbing. Now it's whatever. Black females are all the rage, or at least women are all the rage. And who do you think they're hiring? They're still hiring their BFFs from the sorority. It's still no longer meritocratic. All we did was add a couple more variables of maybe sex, gender, sexual preference, color, and all that. What you think, I'm trying to think. See, no one's coming to mind right now. Do you honestly think modern day, Kathleen Kennedy, do you think she chose the best people, the best persons to create the best movies? No, she had a heart. We're going to choose all women. We didn't improve anything. We didn't make it meritocratic. And you may not like meritocracy. I know you teachers and guidance counselors and professors, meritocracy is a white thing. No, it's kind of the rules we all need, where we all put in our best, and then whoever it is, regardless, gets the best. If you don't want meritocracy, well, you're going to have some really shit quality in products. All of us are going to have shit quality in products, like the most recent Star Wars movie or every Marvel movie since the Endgame ended. This is the world we get to live in if we don't have the best people at the helm of the best positions, regardless of all that. And so now, and one could draw a very accurate parallel. You absolutely 100% statement of fact. The global financial crisis, the housing crisis back in 2007, 2008, many of you are probably too young or not even around. That was 100% caused by white guys. Absolutely. I was there. I saw it. Go get my first book, Behind the Housing Crash, which, by the way, is in Audible now because Amazon now has a auto reader. And I don't know how the quality is, if some of you have tuned in. Also, The Black Man's Guide to Poverty is Audible too. But anyway, that was 100% caused by white men. Yeah, there were other people involved, but just proportionally speaking. Well, the equally, maybe not financially disastrous, but quality disastrous, this era of epically shitty movies and video games and comic books has been caused by, well, not one group of people, but not white males. We could say trans, not straight. There's an disproportionately large percent of them, with their ideology. Feminist women, absolutely. We could just call it feminist women and adjacent. 100% caused by them. But the issue isn't the fact that the housing bubble was caused by white people with dicks, just as this epically disastrous era or epoch of shitty content was caused by women and not straight people. That's not it. It was caused by inferior, talentless, corrupt, nepotistic, and in this case, politically motivated. In those days, back in the financial crisis, probably frat boy motivated. You have the wrong people being promoted. You have the wrong people in the wrong positions of power. None of these people, those guys shouldn't be in charge of banks. These people shouldn't be in charge of movie studios or video game studios or journalism. And doesn't be you yellow, black, or white, you are children inside. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Anyone else know that one? You guys remember? You're forced to sing that. Just like Jesus doesn't care what your skin color is or hair, neither does the economy. And we all get, Jesus loves you. Okay, so that's good. He loves us. Okay, that's good. That's a thumbs up. But then you get Star Wars and anything coming out of Disney, a movie, and that's bad. And we get shit service. We all got to suffer the housing crisis. We all get to suffer shitty, inferior product. Have you noticed how customer service is going down? That isn't necessarily any group or individual. That's just Americans sucking in general. Do you see how important it is to have meritocracy? So anyway, going back, I totally get the origins or why the ire is pointed towards white males. What I'm trying to say here is you've misdiagnosed it. And if we don't accurately diagnose it, we are not going to make any progress here. So I can understand. I disagree, but I understand where it came from. Further cementing this, and I'm not being simplistic. It's proven because corporations advertise based on this. They think there's money to be made. But as I said, for years now, the government, specifically the Democrats and the teachers, this is not a conspiracy theory. This isn't crazy white guy. They have spent generations, 3 generations now, laying a political, philosophical infrastructure, essentially giving you an operating system, a value system through the schools, through the colleges. And you can see it because that's how corporations advertise and market to you. You're not individual human beings. You're a black female. Look, black female. Oh my God. Shitty product. Look, black female endorses shitty product. Latasha, go buy shitty product. Like, oh, you got fucked. I don't know. Like maybe, college? Speaking of just, I'll get back to my philosophy. To show you, I'll give an olive branch to probably the most politically adversarial group out there that would be against my politics, black females. Didn't they really market to you college education? Black female, shitty product. Perfect example of disadvantaged group. It doesn't have to be black female, but in this case, very much so. Black female, shitty product, college degree that ruined your finances for the rest of your life, gave you an unemployable degree, probably made it that you're undateable because you got to, oh yeah, because you got a master's degree. And how dare men want a woman with big boobs and a nice demeanor? No, you got to get in, you got to get sassy and in his face. I completely ruin a generation, entire generation, millennials, of course. Zoomers a little bit less. Some of them are getting a little bit wise. But you want to look at where you had an inferior product that destroyed your life, marketed to a group of people because whatever trait, and this 2 traits, female, well, even minority, I guess we could certainly that. Horrible for you. Did not help ruined your life to a certain extent. But that evidence in this particular case, colleges marketing to you based on traits you were born with and not the quality of the product. That proves beyond a shadow of doubt what I'm going to say here is true. But for 3 generations, Democrats, especially the teachers, through the public schools and definitely reinforced in college. They taught all of you, they laid tremendous philosophical infrastructure that the most important thing about you is the exact fucking opposite of what Martin Luther King said, and that is the content of character, not the color of your skin. And they split that. Everything you think about what's so important right now, you look at these fucking idiots. Go look at the gal who writes for the Kotaku. Everything is about traits they were born. This is why I call it traitism, because we don't have time to sex, gender, which genitalia, like we don't have time for that. Traits you were born with. And they go in and they say, oh, the number one thing about, as long as you're not white, male, and straight, as long as you're not any of that, that's amazing. You're amazing. Oh, women are amazing. No, you're not. You're half the fucking population. You've been here since the dawn of time. You're not amazing. If you do something amazing, meritocratic, then you're amazing. But you're just half the population. It's like, can you imagine, like, oh my God, you have a penis? You're amazing. You're Hispanic? You're amazing. I mean, I get Cinco de Mayo or St. Patrick's Day or whatever. Oh my God, could you imagine a whole month where your entire identity is called, you're Irish? You have brown eyes? You're left-handed. You're left-handed appreciation month. Fuck off with that shit. And it's gotten so much to the point now that if you happen to be a white male or white, you can kind of see little girls just want to be popular. You see a lot of guys, younger guys, Zoomers, millennials, that type, where I got a case of the gays. Or a touch of the tism. I'm special. I'm the same. Oh my God, look at my trait. Can I join in the trait games too? And it's happening. And it's all, look at this. Oh God, a horrible movie called Baby Driver, where they advertise to the autists out there. The Accountant, great movie about a guy with autism. Outstanding movie. I saw that again. I'm like, that's a better movie than I remember. It's a really good movie. Baby Driver is just this impossible work of fiction. First, he has his driver's license. That's not going to happen. Second, he knows how to drive standard transmission. That's not going to happen. Third, he drives well. That's not going to. Fourth, the girl hits on him all the time and carries the entire. You want to see a work of fiction? Go watch Baby Driver. Yeah, you're going to take out, was it John Hamm and Jamie Lee Foxx? Yeah, you're going to, yeah, sure. Okay, kid. Right. Yeah, you're just so intelligent. Yeah. And you're going to get the girl. Sure. Anyway, back to the trait thing. Nearly every one of you alive today, if you're younger than a boomer, which is nearly everyone alive, you have been conditioned and programmed to think that the most important thing about you is your traits. And this has always existed in human psychology in one form and another, called tribalism. You could see it in like sports hooliganism, where look up the Nika revolts, NICA. Look that up. That's like the earliest documented bit of history of that. But, the Green Bay Packers are defeated by the Chicago Bears. And then the Chicago Bear, any Illinois plate that's in Green Bay, Wisconsin, their tires get slashed. That type of shit. Where it's like, why? And so there's a us versus them, blue flag versus green flag. Oh, those red flag people. Oh, those guys. And for no reason other than they're under that flag, whether it's a professional sports team, a race, a gender, or whatever, those guys are the enemy. Those people have to be the enemy. It happened with the Jews in Germany, happening with white males now today in the United States and the West in general. Why? Because everybody is told that their traits are the number one thing. And it's kind of no different than Green Bay Packers and Bears fans or any real sports ball fans. Like, if you're to the point you're wearing another man's jersey, dropping $500 on a ticket, and then you get pissed off and throw the controller through the TV because your guy didn't catch the funny ball and run it past the line, you're a fucking idiot. It's the same thing. If you think, oh, this skin color or this eye color or that kind of play, oh my God, feminism alone. Guys, just to show you, let's turn the mirror around and show you how stupid this is. Could you imagine you could get a doctorate in men's studies? Could you imagine that? Studying yourself for 8 years? What's it like to be a man? The purpose of blah, 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 blah. And it keeps going. Like 70 years of this bullshit in academia. Could you imagine how much of a worthless person you have to be? I have a doctorate in male studies. Like, oh my God, go do some plumbing. Go drive a truck. Go do something with your life. Which, again, I'm going to further point out the fact what Chicano American studies, African American studies, all the different trait-based studies, gender studies, whatever else. It proves that we have laid down, just like the U.S. interstate system or the railroads, we have laid down a psychological infrastructure, a value system where the most important thing about you is the way you were born, not what you did when you got off your fat fucking ass and did something with your life. And because of this inborn tribalism, Green Bay Packers versus the Vikings type of thing, and you've been conditioned, you have been brainwashed, and because of the track record, not necessarily because of white males, but only because that was the majority of the population, men were in charge, because traditionally that's how men were. And man, did they fuck. I'm not saying that it was the housing bubble that made everyone see it. That certainly might have put it into focus. But you'd apply for, maybe you guys don't remember, some of you weren't alive, but man, you couldn't find a job in the 80s or 90s unless you knew someone. That shit wore real thin. And now, because of the guidance, let's just call it brainwashing, that K through college tells you to hate white males, that's what it is. And it's reinforced and even marketed to by corporations like, hey, shitty minority disadvantaged person, whatever combination of traits, shitty product. All right. A lot of people philosophically, psychologically, I hate to use the word intellectually, but cerebrally, oh yeah, let's just hate on white males. And dude, I'm not talking like your 23-year-old dipshit, Becky from the suburbs who's just like, oh my God, thing and stuff I was told to promote and protest. I'm not talking like you're some dipshit from Portland. Okay, you're not some idiot from the Pacific North. I'm talking old boomer motherfuckers like Kathleen Kennedy. Now, she's one of the oldest ones out there. But go look at the writing staff of, what's it called? She-Hulk. Bunch of pissed off middle-aged 30-something spinsters. The only thing of which is their hatred of males that unites them. At Velma, Mandy Kalang. Now she's an individual person, but Jesus fucking psychotic bitch bat, man. Really, what talent does she? Go watch. You don't have to watch that many episodes. You won't be able to get through them all. Go watch, and even if you're a black man or black female, let's take our philosophical opposite number. Let's say you are a lesbian black female. Okay, I'll challenge anyone. You go watch the latest, not Scooby-Doo, what is it called? You go watch Velma and tell me it doesn't put a pit in your stomach. I talked about this before, how when I was in the church, because I had to be, because I was a kid, my dad was a pastor, and I was ostensibly for Christianity. I still felt a little unease when people let us pray. It's like we're in a public restaurant. Go JC, but is now the time? Like you go into a bar, fine dining establishment, and you got your Green Bay Packers jersey on. You go Pack! Now is not the time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like some things should remain secular, not only from religion, but politics, traits, and all that. And no, they got to shove that in there. And you're just like, oh, like flip the script here a little bit. Let's hear you belong to my club, the Evil White Guys of America Incorporated. We just have dastardly plans. We grow our mustaches and twirl them. Would you like it if, in a statistically obscure way, all of a sudden all the bad guys are black females? Like consistently, all the time, the bad guy was a black female. And then the white males were all just amazing characters who just bitch slap the evil black female away. Wouldn't they? You just like, go team white guy again. Those dastardly black I guess, yeah, but some ain't right. You know what I'm saying? In addition to the shit quality and product that every corporation out there has been doing now, whether it's Gillette, whether it's Bud Light, whether it's academia, whether it's the content creation, the movie, video game comment, irregardless of it, or no, regardless, sorry, there's no such thing as regardless, irrespective, I think was the word I was looking, of the shit quality product. The fact it's got this layer of politics, regardless of what that politics, it's just like, fuck, man, really? That's like, and it's the turd in the punch bowl. Go watch Invincible, great show. And then there's Amber, not against black females. Why no? Not one person who's in an election. I say, oh yeah, the overweight black woman is going to be making out with the fucking hero. That's his girlfriend, right? That makes total sense. The Asian dude, yep, that's it. And then they fucking, if you're black female, please go watch Invincible and watch how little they think of you. Because what's Amber going to major in? Of course, social or racial justice studies. It's like, really? Like, it just shows you the people in charge aren't that bright. You couldn't make her an accountant. You couldn't make her an engineer to give Invincible some cool tech and gadget. No. It's just of course she's studying racial justice. She's a black woman. She doesn't have a brain. That's what they do. They're fucking robots. But even Amber, I guess, would be the epitomal example where you got this great bowl of punch and just someone put one turd in the punch bowl. You're like, this doesn't make sense. It's throwing me off, man. And then just to make her a stereotype, like, oh, God. But, fine, this is how we got here. I believe this marketing, I saw this happening back in the 90s in college roads. They were pushing diversity. Marketing people are now pushing it. We have the infrastructure where most Americans believe the most important thing about them is not what they do, which is what America was founded on, but how they were born, which you had nothing to do with it. Your dad decided to bang your mom and your mom decided not to abort you. That's how you have the traits you have. But none of this, and this gets back to the good product at a quality product at a good price. I think this marketing and product based purely on traits, I think it's over. You've lost. Disney, you've got fuck yourself, Disney. Bob Iger, go fuck yourself. Fucking retire. Fucking sell it off and fucking retire. Get the fuck out of there. You worthless piece of shit. I know every corporation. I mean, when you look at it now with these eyes, you start to see how they're just pandering to you and it's insulting. Oh, you Hispanic male, then you must like X. Like, no, actually, I like Y. No, you don't want to know about Y based on its quality and product and its specifications and it's the things it can do. No, you're Hispanic. You like this. Here's your jar of picante sauce. You all like that, right? I think that's coming to an end. Who's calling me now? I don't know who you are. Oh, I do know who this is, but I'm not going to talk to him now. This will have an end to it. They'll keep going. Depends how ideologically committed people are. I start to see the venture capital groups or the private equity firms coming in and buying up brands like Kotaku, like that, and then selling them off. They're firing all the worthless people, and you people are worthless. You're horrible. You're despicable people. All you have is your traits and your identity politics. Oh my God! And it's not that you hate people. It's certainly that makes you a despicable person. But the fact you're doing nothing with your life is just female tattoos. I like licking other genitals. I'm so fucking pansexual. It's just look. If they ain't gonna live life, why live it? That's my question. You want to go kayaking or something? Don't you want to? I mean, heaven forbid. I mean, don't you want to make babies and go be a mom and raise a family? Look how much they got you all brainwashed. Like you girls, like, no, don't have kids. Don't be a mom. Oh my God, stay at home. I mean, you want to talk about brainwashing? Hey, you know that thing women are most known to do, and to kind of like give them purpose and meaning in life. Oh yeah, let's convince them that's bad. And they're subjected to the patriarchy. Oh my God. And then here's the what are you gonna? Okay, now here's the coup d'etat. We're going to convince them that anytime anybody tries to tell them otherwise, oh my God, they're like hate women. Oh, brilliant, program that in there. Anyway, getting back to, I think we are at, what would we call it? Peak woke, peak trait-based marketing. The politics are never going to go away. That's always there. There's always going to be tribalism. And I don't know, there's 3 generations now. If we took the Zoomers, they've been in school for so long, but the millennials, like all the youth is gone. Their entire value system, using them as kind of like a guinea pig. Oh, especially if you happen to be a person of color or women, you've invested in this value system for so long. I think there's a lot of momentum that's going to go and continue pushing the oil tanker that way. And unfortunately, you're going to waste your life. I'll tell you right now, unless you get over yourself and stop thinking the most important thing about you is the way you were born, and you start living life and going and doing things, whatever it might be, hobbies, activities, kayaking, producing something of value, businessman, businesswoman, I don't know, whatever. It could be just you were a good plumber, whatever. You're going to waste your life. But the idea of the product itself being the hatred of white men, whether very explicit, such as Velma, or not so explicit yet, still pretty explicit, like Star Wars. Hey, let's kill off Han Solo and make Luke Skywalker look like a douchebag. The hatred of white men as a business model, we've had our experiment. You've ran with it, and it's not a business model. It's a money-losing operation. You might get people, yay, on Twitter and social media, but Twitter likes and thumbs up is not dollars or cents. It doesn't result in profit. And I'll tell you this, a lot of corporate America are shocked. They're lazy. They don't want to work. It's so apparent that that's the only product you have. I'll give Invincible one thing. It's still a good show, minus Amber the turd in the punch bowl being there. They put effort into it. So that's the exception. Most everybody else is selling you based off of traits and not the quality of a product, whether that's a college degree, Old Spice or Gillette, any Procter & Gamble thing, Bud Light. Oh, God. How the hell does anyone drink Bud Light? I'm like, what, really? They're not making a quality product at a quality price. I don't care what your business philosophy is. That's what you need to make a long-term, viable, profitable company. That's what you need to have a profit at the end of the day, so you can pay your employees, pay your suppliers and vendors, and pay your owners, the equity or the shareholders. And you can keep on doubling down on the hatred of white male. Borderlands 4, I can't wait to watch. I can't. Borderlands 1 and 2 was great. 3 got wokey. Then there was like Tina's Magical Shooting Shop or whatever, and that was all politics. Kill the Justice League, that was all woke trash. You see a particularly pernicious, is that the word? Mind virus among female activists who hate men. Your hatred of men is so clear and obvious because you absolutely cannot brook or tolerate attractive women in video games. You immediately got to shut that down. That's fine. Keep making products based on your hatred of white men or straight men. And by the way, we could break this down. The axis, there's many traits, but the 2 main ones is sex and race. I would say the one that's more important would be sex, because you guys, I don't know, like, every guy I know, any guy with a dick, regardless of what shiny color it might be, we all kind of like video games. We all kind of agree we like girls with big boobs. We can't have that. And we could talk about that if we're not motivated, how the economy will tank. That's a different topic for another time. But yeah, if you don't start making products we like, we're not going to buy it. And you'll keep losing money, which kind of results in this macabre kind of cheering against America, where, oh yeah, Disney, keep making shit move. You should totally have Snow White and the 7 Portlanders. You should really make that move. Go make another woke piece of shit move. Make sure there's always a gay kiss in children's movies. Always. Make sure video games have absolutely no quality or value or playability. It's all got to be, keep doing it, because you're the one that's going to lose money. Because at the end of the day, hating a group of people, whether it's white males, Hispanics, lesbians, it doesn't matter. People, one, they don't like hatred. It's just going to rub them the wrong way. And two, you're substituting in politics for production, for quality. And that's it. So you could like Invincible or even Barbie, where there was quality went into Barbie, and there was feminist undertones, but I think it was a quality movie first, and then there was like, let's hate the men second. You could, okay, so some of you can jerk off to your hatred. Fine. You could still, that's a real small needle to thread. I mean, you could do it, but I think the days of this hating white males as a marketing strategy and it being profitable, that's over. You've proven that not to be a thing. I know going forward, given the infrastructure laid down, people are going to continue to hate white males because it's the cool, edgy thing to do. And it can't possibly be that you made bad decisions. No, it can't possibly be that you had 5 kids from 4 different fathers and you majored in journalism and you bought a car at 17% interest. No, it can't possibly be your stupid decisions. It's Mitt Romney's decision. It's the Republicans in the Senate, right? Yeah, you keep winning. No, you're not a miserable, pissed off spinster of a bitch, postmenopausal 58-year-old woman because you hated men your entire lives and passed up. No. It's the patriarchy, right? Yeah, it's the patriarchy. You keep doing it. That's fine. Not my life I'm ruining. But just you corporations out there, you keep, let us know. And by the way, just how about you give up on the hate of any group? Huh? How about you stop piling up on any group? And maybe this is the thing. Maybe you're just deathly afraid of hard and real work. Maybe most of you would get fired because you're not there on merit. You're only there because of politics or a shakedown or a threat. Yeah, I mean, the Sweet Baby Incorporated of the world would be gone if we had, actually had to produce a real quality product. Maybe that's what it is. Well, that's fine. You just burn through all the cash your corporation has. Go leverage your assets. Go borrow money. Keep the cash crisis going. New companies will arise. They'll create quality products everybody likes. Trying to think, what do everybody like Endgame, right? We all liked from Iron Man 1 to Endgame. We all like that, right? What was one that we all, it wasn't Ferris Bueller's Day Off. There was a movie. It's like, who didn't like that one? And then you find some weirdo. Oh, Weekend at Bernie's. You all see Weekend at Bernie's? It's an old one. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But I don't even think it was that one. There's just some movies we all liked. Oh, you can't make those because it would take talent. So there you are. All right, link below. I have link below. Look at that. The internet worked this entire time. This is wonderful. Links to my books over on Amazon. You can find links to the courses, including Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. That's open for enrollment. There's other courses. The Dad You Never Had, Achieving Financial Excellence, and How to Stop Being Lazy. Varying prices based on how long and important they are. There's my Subscribe Star channel that if you want to get access to the Road Trip podcast archives and the pinups of some girls who 10 years ago were kind enough to send us some pinups, there you are. It's $2 a month. That's my elite snooty. So that's my white male club. $2 a month. You can't afford it. Wow. Gosh. Winston All the Third. I always got a kick out of him from Gilligan's Island. Why not? I'm like, who talks like that? Where are these Americans that speak like this? Oh, and then what else you got down there? Oh, and then my Amazon affiliate link. Go to, and if you can't, it's there. You can bookmark it. But if you want to do any of your Amazon shopping, like, where was his website again? I don't remember this obscure video he did. You can always go to olderbrother.com/donate, and there's the Amazon link there. Go there first. Click on that. Then you do your shop. Cappy, do I got to log in? It doesn't matter. Go there first. Just click on the link. You can click on the stuff you want to buy, or you can log in and then go buy this. It doesn't matter. They remember. You get a 4 to 5% commission and cut on all your purchases. And you don't pay anything extra. And yeah, if you get into the habit of always going there because you love Cappy, then I actually could make pretty good money. All right, let's go to the super chats if we have any. Ross the Skunk, $5. 2 Rooster Boosters for Cappy, the short. Yes. I like Rooster Booster Light. That's good stuff. Those of you who are a QT in your neighborhood, you gotta go there. Ross the Skunk, $2 again. Invincible is great, except for his girlfriend. Yeah, quite literally. It is a turd. It's the world's greatest punch, but we put a turd in the punch bowl. And now you're at the other end, kind of like trying to scoop up. Nobody likes Amber. Nobody likes Amber. You hate blackfish. Shut the fuck up. We're so beyond that. We are so beyond that right now. Shut the fuck up. My True, the King, $2. Who we hating today? It's Whitey's turn. Enough said. It is. Do you guys remember? I was going to go backwards. There was a game you called Schmear the something, and you'd all pile up on that guy, but then somebody else would become the something, and then it would smear that guy. That's what it is. It's just white guy's turn. I don't know what you're going to hope to get out of it. I mean, if that's your value, like, it was a great quote from the show Last Man Standing with Tim Allen. His boss was from Spain. He became a U.S. citizen. I think it was Mr. Aliente. He's like, well, you got your culture from Spain. What do you care preciously about Spain? He says, our hatred of the Portuguese. Yeah, okay, there you go. Good on you. I'm glad that, yep, your hatred of the Portuguese is going to make your life a lot better in the United States. All right. Our hatred of the Portuguese. Mexican American, $5. Hey, Cappy, what's an estimate for reviewing Poor Things? It's the new pedo movie winning Oscars. Oh, well, how long is it? I mean, average movie, hour and a half, and I got to write, you're talking 2 hours, $200, $225. I don't like watching movies unless I really want to watch. I don't. I apologize. I know that's very usually probably my opinion isn't worth $225, but my time to me is, because I could be hiking and doing other shit. All right, that's it. All right, questions, answers, ASOconsulting.com. Links to all my shit below. We'll see you guys in a little bit later. Toodles.